Yes, indeed. Welcome. My name is Ivan Vixmar. Most people just call me Vix, and you are tapping into my very first episode one of my first ever podcast, The Lunch Table with Vix. If I sound excited, it's because I am excited. Episode one, right? And you're probably saying Lunch Table with Vix, like, what the hell is this? You should have peeked the trailer, but it's okay. If you didn't peek the trailer, I got you. I'm gonna hit you with a refresher. So, my why behind this podcast is to create a platform that will bring people to the table, having real conversations that will make a lasting impact. So, we're in 2021, and I just felt we need to have more conversations. And for me, the most easy, well, I can talk anywhere. Let's just put that out there. But for most people, I noticed that eating at lunch, those conversations were just way easier to have. If you had beef with somebody, if you wanted to bring up something as far as like relationships or dating, or if you just flat out thought someone was a bum on the basketball court, like the lunch table was the place to bring it up and to speak on whatever issues you had. So, not saying I have any issues, but I wanted to create a platform that would be consistent to just being at the lunch table with the guys, or if you're a female, being at the table with the girls, and just being able to speak your mind, speak your opinion. And I think we need more of that in 2021. Obviously, in 2020, there was a lot of events that took place, whether it was the election, whether it was based on the current state of racial tension, whether it was the whole pandemic. Everyone kind of had their own take and stance, and I feel like there wasn't a lot of conversations being had. It was more so, this is my point. If you don't believe in what I'm saying, you getting unfollowed, or I'm about to grab my strap and try to hurt you, or like, I feel like there wasn't a lot of conversation being had. So 2021, I'm like, hey, we need to have more conversations. So that is why I picked the name, The Lunch Table with Vix. So before I get into the podcast and, start talking about topics and things like that, I got some kudos to do, which are pretty much just like shout outs, giving my appreciation to some people. And the first person isn't even a person, I guess. It is God. I got to give a shout out to God because first and foremost, God is the greatest. He woke me up this morning, gave me the talents and the abilities that I have. So I would be remiss not to shout him out first and foremost. Second, I got to go with my OG. I got to shout out my mom. Shout out to all the single moms out there, but I was not birthed by just any mom. I was birthed by my mom. So shout out to my mom. Just the level of support and how she's taking care of me and my brother has been tremendous. Big shout outs to her. And then I got to shout out little bro, gave me some of the equipment that I'm using. So shout out to him. And then I got to, the soft spot of my heart, I got to shout out my baby girl, my woman, the love of my life. She is very, very supportive, and she's been very supportive this week and just in general of me doing this podcast. So shout out to Jess. I love you. Then I don't know if you knew, but I am gang affiliated. So shout out the gang, Strawberry Dak. That is my gang. That's who I am affiliated with. Blood in, blood out. No, I'm playing. I don't know nothing about gangs. But shout out to them because those are just the guys that have been super supportive. Whether it's just hitting me up, having conversations with me, whether it's previewing some of the stuff that I'm doing, just overall, just the support is unreal. And then I got to throw in my dog, Jimmy, who has his own podcast. I believe it's called Stay in the Course. You can find him on Instagram at Jimmy Johnson. He has been helping the boy out like crazy. I've been going to him, DMing him, texting him. We had a couple of Zoom calls. He's just been helping me out a lot. So appreciate you, Jimmy. All right. As you can tell, this is my first podcast. I am kind of all over the place. I apologize for that. Another thing I want to say is this podcast will have guests on it. Today, I am solo dolo, so I apologize. You are stuck with me. But the idea is to get people on having guests, and I've already had a ton of people reach out to me that want to get on. So it's definitely coming down the line. Just today, it was the first episode. I felt like it was only right if I hopped on and kind of just did an episode by myself just to get the foundation of the podcast. So today, let's get into it. The first topic comes from one of my homeboys. Had a conversation with him this week, and I asked a simple question. I said, "Yo, how are you and Shorty doing?" He's been talking to some girl for a couple of weeks. I said, "Yo, how are you and Shorty doing?" And he's like, "Man, we doing really good. We talk every day." I said, "Man, that's amazing. Cool." I said, "What's next? Like, what's the move?" And he's like, "We're just friends." I said, "Just friends?" He said, "Yeah, we just friends." Now, for most of y'all probably like, "What's the big deal? They just friends." Like, but the way I think and the way you think is probably totally different. So when I'm like just friends, I'm like, bro, you was literally talking to me saying how this girl was beautiful to you, how y'all clicked chemistry wise, spiritually, y'all were on the same page. I'm like, how are you just friends with someone that you have all this connection with? Therein lies the question. Is it possible to be just friends with someone that you are attracted to, connect with, or have done stuff with? In this case, my boy, a little New Year's, little kiss here and there, something real slight, but they kissed. And I'm just like, you don't just kiss just a friend. Like you know what I'm saying? So therein lies the question. So I hit him and we talked a little bit back and forth, and we had two different opinions on it. So I thought it would be good to approach the subject on here. Although I do not have someone to have the conversation with, I will give my opinion and my thoughts on it. Me personally, I don't think it's possible. And I'm gonna give you an example because I just think everything's better when you get an example. So let me clear the air. And when I say attractive, this is what I mean. I don't mean someone that's just beautiful and you physically can see they are not ugly. But just because someone is a good looking person doesn't mean you have to be attracted to them. And like I said with the examples, I'll give you one. Me, I have a homegirl I've known pretty much half my life, legit half my life. I'm gonna just say her name because she cool people and she won't mind a shout out. Her name is Debbie, right? Me and Debbie are tight, best friends, cool. Debbie is a model. So I'm not saying all models look good, but like no one's gonna pay you to model if you ugly. So I know that Debbie is a beautiful woman, but Debbie is not attractive to me personally. Like I am not attracted to Debbie. So when I say, can you be attracted to someone that you're just friends with? Obviously, I'm not saying like this person got to be ugly. I just wanted to get that out there because I know that there's one person that's gonna be like, "Well, my friends ain't up." All right, I got you, bro. I got you. So, like I said, for me, it's a no because you're not telling me that I'm gonna look at somebody and physically want them in my head and then just be friends with them. Like at some point in time, that's gonna reflect in the friendship. Like it might not be right away, but at some point in time, I feel like it's gonna be reflected in the friendship. And to me, if it's even a thought in your head, there's I don't want to say a problem, but there's something that you gotta address. So another example, right? Me and Jess knew each other since college. Now, in college, Jess wasn't the type of woman that I was going for. She wasn't really on my radar, and we were literally friends. Now, a year or two into us going to college is when I kind of clicked in my head that I was seeing her as more than just a friend. I never expressed that to her because I didn't want it to be awkward or, for it to ruin our friendship. But we weren't just friends. Now, she made a thought we were just friends, but I knew in my head it wasn't just friends a year or two in, because at a year or two in, I was like, I could kind of see something down the line. Fast forward to today, we are dating, right? So I guess some people are gonna argue against that and be like, well, you can just be cool with people and still find them attractive. If y'all can do that, props to y'all, because for me, I just don't see it. Now, the connection part to me is another facet. It's like, okay, I get it. There's people who are attractive, but you don't connect with them. And at that point, you're just like, well, you're just a pretty face, or you just got boobs, or you just got a six pack. Maybe that's what a girl look. I don't know what girls look at. Do they look at like six packs and stuff? I'm guessing. Oh, you got girls low key touchy feely with the cheeks. Like I really peeped that. Like being a guy, you know, us men, we look at the booty. But females really be look like they be really looking at dudes' butts, and it's I did not realize that. But that's neither here nor there. Connection. So if you have a connection with someone, first it's hard to unconnect, right? Especially if you seeing them talking to them. So I feel like if you have a strong connection with someone, it's very hard to be just friends with someone that you connect with. And I'm not talking about connect like we have some things in common, but like connect in like a what's the word I'm trying to think of? Somebody help me out. I can't think of the word, but I know what I'm trying to say. I just can't convey it right now. But connection. So I feel like if you have a strong intimate connection, there you go. If you having a strong intimate connection, I believe that's the word I'm looking for. It is very hard to you just disconnect and then turn that intimate connection into just a friend connection. So that is another reason why I say it is not possible to be just friends with someone that you are attracted to, one, or connect with and then done stuff with. Like, and this is going to lead into my next topic, right? They done kissed. Now, I don't kiss my friends. I don't know about y'all, what y'all relationship is with y'all friends, but to me, I'm not kissing my friends. So if I kiss somebody, I clearly am seeing them as more than just a friend. Now, that is definitely an opinion. I don't know y'all life. I don't know what y'all do with y'all friends, but me, I'm just speaking for me. And that leads me into my next point because a lot of people will argue and say, well, man, I was drunk, or, people be doing drugs or whatever. Now, my biggest thing, and like I would honestly say a pet peeve, is when people use alcohol or like some type of substance to make an excuse for why they did what they did. Now, me personally, I'm a big believer in whatever you did when you was drunk, you wanted to do when you was sober, you just didn't have the gall or the balls, however you want to say it, to do that action. Example, I love my examples. So you out, you drinking, you buzzed, you drunk, however you want to categorize your level of being intoxicated. Let's not even say you, let's say me. I'm drinking, I'm having a good time, I get drunk. I'm not gonna go kiss a dude, right? Because that was never anything in me. I am not bi, I'm not gay. So for me kissing another dude is not something I desire. So whether I get drunk, whether I do drugs, I don't believe that I would ever do that because it was never in me. So, in that same sense, if you are drunk, you at Docs, you at Banco, you at Club Live, wherever you at, I don't know any clubs in California, or I would shout California out because they have a good bar scene. But you are out, you are drinking, having a good time, and you kiss a girl that you would probably never kiss when you were sober. My logic is you probably would never kiss that person because one, you might be embarrassed. Maybe your friends would look down on you. Maybe your pride would be hurt because you feel like you like went below your your means. Is that the right below? You want below the scale. And when I mean scale, like let's say you think you a smooth 9, 10, everybody, think they high up on the scale. And you look at a girl and you think she like a 6, 7. So it hurts your pride to go down. So you can't now wake up the next morning and be like, hey, I made out with so and so, or I did this decision, but I was drunk. I don't want to hear, but I was drunk. You did it. You wanted to do it. The liquor, all the liquor did was just the filters that you would normally have up when you were sober, you didn't have them up. I know you all probably heard this saying. There are three people that will always tell you the truth: kids, a drunk person, and an angry person. So if you get drunk one day and you start spazzing on somebody and you wake up the next morning and you like, hey, my bad, man, I was drunk. I don't want to hear none of that, because whatever you told them in that moment, I guarantee you meant every last word of it. You probably would never say it to them because you don't want the confrontation. You don't want to hurt their feelings, but you would have said it to them. Now, the fact that you was drunk, the filters went down and now everything's just flowing out you. So I just wanted to address that, because with the whole going back to, is it possible to just be friends? If you just friends with somebody and you throw some type of alcohol in the situation or any type of drugs, and all of a sudden y'all do something, y'all wasn't just friends. Now that is my opinion. If you think differently, which is fine, feel free, comment, DM me, the lunch table with Vix, all underscores after each word, and you let me know your thoughts and how you feel on it. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. That's what I think. That's what I feel. All right, so that's my piece on that. So switching it up at the lunch table, we gonna head into the realm of sports real quick. As y'all know, it is Super Bowl weekend. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not a fan of either team. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. They tragically lost to Kansas City. I thought this year was going to be our year. Super Bowl is in Tampa. If you don't know, I live in Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida, to be exact. And I was going to drive to the game. And I mean, by the grace of God, if I ran into some tickets, I would have been happy to go. That happening, I didn't really see that, but I just was going to go be a part of the I guess the tailgate experience maybe, and just go to maybe some bars or whatever in Tampa and enjoy Bills Mafia. That didn't happen. We lost. It is what it is. No one saw us getting that far, and we made it that far. So shout out to the Buffalo Bills. So for me, I don't really care who wins this game. It would look a lot better if Kansas City won, just so that as a Bills fan, I can say, hey, we lost to the Super Bowl champs, back to back Super Bowl champs at that. However, I think it would be cool history wise to see Tom Brady, who I'm not a fan of. I respect him, but I'm not a big Tom Brady fan. We can get into that another day. But I think it would be cool for the history books to have the home team, seeing that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are from Tampa Bay and they are playing in their own stadium for the Super Bowl. And then to win, I think that would be history. It'll be really cool to see, and seeing that Tom Brady left the Patriots to go to Tampa Bay and in his first year win a Super Bowl. I think that would be pretty historic, and I'd love to see that happen. The game is February 7th, I believe. And I want to say the Weeknd is performing. I am not a big Weeknd fan, but I think he makes some good hits, some good radio songs. I haven't listened to a full album. I'm sure he makes great albums as well, or he wouldn't be as popular as he is. I don't know really what to look forward to um, as far as the performance, but I love Super Bowl commercials. They are hilarious. The best one for me right now though, the Bud Night, them Bud Night commercials be hilarious. I be rolling. Shout out to Suits, because I know he loved them Bud Night commercials as well. Doritos got some good commercials too. Shout out to Wes. T-Mobile needs to get a better Super Bowl commercial. They need to get their money up so they can get a good Super Bowl commercial. Shout out my boy Wes, who is a manager at T-Mobile, doing big things over there. And if your service isn't good, hit up Wes because it's probably his fault. This man be on Snapchat. Let me not get into this. So that being said, we have hit around the 20-minute mark. I would like to value people's time. I'm not going to lie. I had some other segments that I wanted to tap into and do. Had a story that I thought would have been appropriate, but we have more episodes coming up. So I will tell these stories another day. Like I said, I want to honor people's time. I really do appreciate y'all taking the time out of y'all day, y'all night, whatever y'all got going on. There's a lot of things that y'all could be doing instead of listening to me. So I really do want to value y'all time and keep these podcasts between 20 to 25 minutes just so that y'all are able to listen and then go about your day. Ultimately, I want these podcasts to be able to spark something in you to allow you to go out in your everyday life and bring people to your table. And what I mean that is invite people to have conversations with you, speak to people, talk to people, get information, give information. I mean, that's why we on this earth, to be there for others, to support others, to impact others. And you really can't impact others if you just stuck on what you got going on in your life. So sometimes, pick your head up out of your phone, say hi to somebody. Quick thing, do y'all go into the elevator and automatically get on your phone? Because for 24 years, I did this. Well, I didn't have a phone when I was a little kid, but I would always get into an elevator. And as soon as that mug would close, I would instantly take out my phone. Not a notification. Like there would probably be an ESPN notification or an email, but like no one's hitting me up. But I would just be on my phone just to avoid that conversation with whoever else is in the elevator, right? And it's just like a force of habit. You walking somewhere, just hop on your phone. And that was something that I wanted to get over. And I still do it here and there, but I definitely try to be more in the real world, I would say. Not saying that, the social media is not real, but just being able to interact with people and talk and have those conversations. So I would invite you to do the same. Also, I would invite you to follow me on Instagram, not because I need more followers, which I would love some more followers, but because that is how you would interact with this podcast and be able to pose any questions, give any rebuttals on anything I said, to give feedback, or to just try to come up with topics that you want to hear me talk about or guests that you might want me to get. Obviously, I'm not a celebrity. So if y'all out here requesting for me to talk to, look, I have a very limited range of people I could talk to. They are all entertaining people. I will give them that. I'm not going to bring on any dull guest. But look, I ain't no celebrity, so take it easy with the guests that y'all would like me to get. Also, I always like to leave every podcast with, a little something, a little wisdom, a little quote, Bible verse, something. And today I'm leaving you with this. A fool learns from his mistakes. A wise person learns from others' mistakes. Now, I know y'all heard that lunch bell. Lunch is over. I don't know why you still in the cafeteria. Get out of here. Get to class. Gold bell ring. Life and talk a fight for dumpling. Peace.